Matthew is a phenomenal person. He's well-rounded, loves music from every genre. He loves to play the piano. He loves to play the viola. He's just this awesome kid that everybody loved. In elementary school, first grade, kindergarten, he was diagnosed with ADHD. In sixth grade, Matthew was then diagnosed with the autism spectrum. So in spite of Matthew being autistic, he surpassed what a disability would kind of hinder you from excelling. And so he did well throughout middle school, high school. He took it and just adapted, made it an ability, made it something that he can thrive on. Music, math, reading. In fourth grade, Matthew was reading on a high school level. He took his disabilities and turned them into abilities in such of a way that he conquered the world. In 2017, he was coming home from ODU. He dropped a friend off at urgent care. That weekend, it was forecasted to snow and ice storm. He came out of urgent care and he made a right. And I don't know where he went down and how he made it because there was already a foot of snow on the ground. It was like an incline, and he either had a seizure, something went wrong with Matthew, and he hit an embankment. He flew out the car went another way, and Matthew ended up in a coma. Two collapsed lungs, brain hemorrhaging, bleeding. The doctor told us 72 hours would determine whether Matthew lived. They didn't think Matthew was going to live. Matthew spent a week and a half in ICU. He spent 4 days. He was unconscious. We prayed, asking God to, help him through this, and he survived. He recovered pretty well. We had rigorous PT for him. He was on a physical therapy kind of stringent cycle to learn to readapt himself. In that accident, we actually found a cyst on his pituitary gland and was causing headaches, was causing dizziness and all that. So we were actually in 2018 working on trying to get him the help that he needed, the MRIs, and figuring out what we needed to do for Matthew. I was in the bathroom downstairs and I hear do comes down the stairs. Matthew, where are you going? Matthew says, I'm going to Panera, and that's where he worked. I said, I'm going to Panera, I'm going to pick up some pastries. I said, well, Matthew, it's pouring rain. That night changed our life.
Journal entry 387. I'm walking the woods. Sun's peeping through the trees, trying to say hi to me. Hello, sun. I have my golden ring on, and I think I got this ring because I believe my heart is of gold. I think I have a heart of gold. I believe that I choose to only see the best in people, which is a good thing, but also a fault of mine. Because deep down in everyone's heart, they should know that is absolutely right or that is absolutely wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am a 20-year-old male And I know what is morally right and what is morally wrong. I understand what is right and what is wrong.
So Matthew left, and he got into the Panera parking lot. It was pouring rain. There was a car at a stop sign, and Matthew was turning into the Panera parking lot. Matthew had the right of way. Somehow that car hit Matthew. When the car hit Matthew, they both stopped. Matthew was trying to, signal the driver, we can't stay in the intersection. And I don't know what happened. Matthew said he can't really remember, but he said he drove out of the Panera parking lot. He was panicking. He had the PTSD came back of the other accident. Matthew was speeding. Nobody doubts that. So he was speeding, and he makes an abrupt U-turn. Well, when he makes the abrupt U-turn, he had a seizure. So he did have a seizure making that turn. And all of the court records, all of the body cam transcripts, everything says the same thing. Matthew said when he came to, he saw the lights of the other vehicle that he approached. So from the time he made the U-turn to the time he hit that vehicle, he had a seizure. He blacked out. He could not remember making that U-turn. But after he made the U-turn and was kind of losing control of the vehicle, he does not remember, and that's like 400 feet. So he hit a vehicle, a Ford Explorer. That Ford Explorer spun out of control. He then spun out of control, and a car hit him from behind. All of Matthew's airbags deployed. So the only way for Matthew to exit the vehicle was through the back of the vehicle. Of course, his anxieties is through the roof. He's not coherent. He's trying to figure things out. So he climbs out the back of the vehicle. Well, the man that hit him from behind came out and started yelling at him. He started yelling, "Are you effing trying to kill yourself? Are you effing trying to kill yourself? You're trying to kill my wife and I." And Matthew then repeats, "Killing myself. Yeah, I'm trying to kill myself." And that's called echolalia. And so Matthew just kept repeating it. And so a bystander heard him say it. So the bystander that came up to try to break the two of them, try to separate the man from yelling at Matthew. And so he heard Matthew say that. But Matthew was just in such of a high anxiety that he was repeating what the man was saying to him. So then a police officer came up. And so for Virginia Beach, when you come up, you have to automatically hit your body cam. The police officer had Matthew on body cam the whole entire time. Matthew never once ever said, "I'm trying to kill myself. I'm trying to commit suicide." The bystander kept telling Matthew, "You listen to the police officer, man. This is going to end up bad if you don't listen to him." So they started their investigation. Matthew went from one police car to another police car. They read him his Miranda rights. Matthew said, "Why are you detaining me?" I watched almost 12 hours of body cam footage. "So you were trying to commit suicide?" "No, I wasn't trying to commit suicide. I lost control of my vehicle. When I came to, I saw lights." And that was his story the entire time. Body cam, and then you see him taking the sobriety test. He passed the sobriety test, no drugs, no alcohol involved. What he couldn't pass was the cognitive side of it, where they would tell him to walk on the straight line. He couldn't do that. He would fall off, or you would see him trying to, figure out what's going on. You saw on video he was absolutely confused. We had 17 police officers out there. 3 police officers did not have body cam. So all the police officers caught him. Never once did you ever hear Matthew saying, "I'm trying to commit suicide." Matthew loved life. His goal for that summer was to actually take his girlfriend to Barbados. They had planned that for that summer. So he had goals, worked, volunteered throughout our community. Matthew did so much within our community. So for this to happen, it devastated us. Again, Matthew was on camera the entire time. Going back to the 3 officers that did not have body cam, They said that Matthew told them that he wanted to commit suicide, but we have no record of it. If Matthew was consecutively on a body cam, why didn't one of the body cams catch that? They didn't. So after that, they had him in the back of one of the vehicles, and they kept saying, yeah, we have proof. We have proof. We have all these videos that actually show you trying to commit suicide. So Matthew's like, no, what? No, I wasn't. They then took Matthew to the precinct, had Matthew at the precinct for an hour and a half. When you watch that interrogation video, you can see Matthew pacing up and down. You actually see Matthew in one of those videos having a seizure. It's called a focal seizure. They try to manipulate him, self-incriminating questions over and over and over. Matthew stuck to the same story. I lost control of the vehicle. I lost control of the vehicle. The two officers that were in there, the female officer and the male officer. So the female officer is a CIT officer. She's basically the one that's supposed to de-escalate the situation. It comes down to where he just gives up. He's like, you know what? What are you going to do? Are you going to charge me? Or my life is in your hands right now. She said, she turned around and it's on the interrogation video. Yes, I hope to charge you with murder tonight. And unfortunately, a man did get hurt, but it was an accident. It was truly an accident. And our hearts go out to his family. Matthew was so remorseful. They charged Matthew with second-degree attempted murder. We were ready for trial, which would have been August 6th. We were ready for trial. We had everything put together. She comes back to me a week before trial and says, I'm going to talk to the prosecutor. I'm going to try to keep this out of trial. I said, what do you mean? And she said, we're going to try to cut a deal. I said, I don't think it's going to work, but okay. She came back, she said, well, they dropped it down from aggravated malicious wounding charge to just malicious wounding, to malicious wounding. And I said, so how does that benefit Matthew? It doesn't make any sense. And so with that, I said, no, I'm not agreeing to it. I went into her office. I pitched all these pictures that I have in her face. I said, this is my son. This is my son. This is my son and my daughter. I pitched all these pictures in her face, and I said, I am not agreeing to this. I'm not agreeing to the plea deal. She then convinced Matthew that if Matthew took the plea, he would come home. He told me he signed the paperwork. I said, you're not coming home. Who told you you're coming home? And he told me. I said, my God. She convinced him. Matthew is autistic. Matthew was diagnosed with ADHD, anxiety disorder. So can you imagine talking to Matthew and all he's seeing or listening to you saying, you're going home. If you sign this, you're going home.
Believe in yourself. That's all it is. You just have to sit there and believe in yourself. Be like, you know what, Matthew, you're gonna wake up today, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna take some good ass notes, you're gonna go home and do that quiz, you're gonna work on your final projects, and then if you have time, you're gonna go hang out with some friends. But you know what, that never happens because school has become my life as well as work. So that's how it is. But I do have some days where I'm able to go out and spend time with the people that I care about so much.
To deal with it a certain way.
So this is Matthew.
Wow. You're calling us on the phone right now.
Hello. This is a collect call from
Matthew Rushin.
an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Nottoway Correctional and Work Center. To accept this call, press
I've never heard
0.
anything like
To
this,
refuse
man.
this
This is
call,
crazy.
your current balance is $2.37. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, so
Hi.
They
So
were supposed to come in and fix the kiosk, but they didn't fix the kiosk. They installed two more phones in here for whatever reason.
okay,
So the
Matthew.
kiosk is still broken.
Okay, Matthew. I'm sitting with Dominique Wilkins, Coach Pierce. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Matthew, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
We're doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm surviving.
Yeah. We're hanging there, man, and we're sitting here talking about ways how we can help get you out of there. Hopefully sooner than later.
Oh yes, definitely. It's just hard for me to even talk about it because whenever I do talk about it, I'm reminded of the accident and because I remember everything up until the point of impact, and I see his face all the time. I see his face, I see Mrs. Cusick's face, and trying to prove my innocence and let people know that I didn't do it, and it was just hard. And so, I mean, I'm doing okay. I still get my headaches and transient blindness every now and again, and I go to medical and tell them about my headaches, and the only thing that they can really do is give me Tylenol.
Matthew, this is Coach Pierce from the Hawks, and I just want to say I hope you find ways to make yourself smile, and although it's probably hard because I'm hearing you reflect on the day, January 4th. One of the things I'm hoping for you is to find hope and to keep that hope. And I'm curious, what is it that we can do, or what is it that others can do that on the times that you smile or you find hope while you're in there, what does that look like? How can we assist and keep that smile and that form of hope for you?
Just keep supporting Mom.
Yep.
Just keep sending her love, keep sending her prayers, and she has, ever since I can remember, she has been my biggest supporter, and our relationship got a little rocky once I started middle school and high school because we are both very hard-headed. We're both alike in so many ways.
We're all like that.
I mean, I'm being honest.
I'm the same way. I'm with you.
We're alike in so many different ways, and that causes us to kind of clash sometimes. And it picked up when I got to college because I wanted to be more independent, and she still wanted to protect me, and I should have let her. You know, I should have listened to her more. She is my biggest supporter in here, and she definitely needs her own group of supporters because I know it's a lot on her right now. I mean, it's a lot on me. So in here, and I can only imagine how much pressure she's under out there. She's honestly she's Atlas carrying the world on her shoulders right now. So she needs all the help that she can get. So if you guys want to do anything for me, just be there for Lavern and Rushin. That's all I ask.
Well, Matt, this is Dominique with the Hawks as well. The thing, the Coach Pierce has said, that's, try to keep that smile on your face and stay hopeful and, always try to stay positive as you can, under these circumstances. But, you got to keep your faith. Keep your faith. You have people out here fighting for you. Your mom is, she's going all over the place trying to find some type of opportunity or some type of way to get you out of there. And so we're here just to assist her and trying to do the best we can to help you. So know that you have not just your mom, but you got other people out here who thinks as highly of you and of this case enough to try to find some type of solution to get you out of there.
Thank you.
But we also have something for you to help with, your defense fund.
Oh.
So what I have here is a $12,000 check for you. And this is to continue to help fight with, and to trying to get amount that goes to, we call it disability fund, legally, where we can continue to raise and fight for people like Matthew, who's been put in a situation that it's hard for them to deal with alone. So this is just a start of the things that we're going to try to do to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Matthew, I love you with all my heart. I will never stop fighting for you. I will never give up. I will always be that mama bear. I will be here for you till the day I die. I will never give up. Never. I will bring you home from this injustice. I've tried. I've protected you. We're gonna bring you home. We're gonna bring you home.